Hi there, and welcome to my lab. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to perform an area survey. First, I have to take my area survey meter. I'm going to calibrate it, check the calibration. Okay, it's not due until December 1st, so we can still use it. I need to make sure that the battery is still working, so let me just check that real quick. Boop. Okay, it works. Alright, next thing, I'm going to check the source because I want to make sure that it's still working as efficiently as it did yesterday. Alright, looks good to go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and set this on 0.1 because I want to make sure that I get it at the lowest possible reading. I'm also going to set the speed to fast, just because I'm doing a survey and I want to make sure I get it fast. If I see any spikes, then I can slow it down. Alright, let me go ahead and grab my pancake probe. They call it a pancake because it looks like a pancake, but personally, I don't see the resemblance. So, I'm going to go over here to the area, and now I'm going to be sure to hover over the area, but not actually touch it, because I don't want to contaminate my probe. So here we go. Alright, it's looking good. It's looking good. I'm not sure if you can see on the video, but I'm not looking at my probe at all. I'm looking at my survey meter because I want to be sure to catch any spikes if they... Oh, speaking of, we just got a spike, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this to slow just to make sure. I'm going to hover over the area just to be sure, and I don't see anything, so it might have just been a random spike. Put it back on fast and finish the rest of the area here. Okay, it's looking good. It's looking good. Alright, fantastic. Now let's move on to another area. Hello, thank you for joining me for this second portion of this video. In this portion, we're going to be using a spectrometer in order to calculate an area white test. So first, we have to set our spectrometer up. We come over here to this crazy machine. We switch this toggle down to line, which is basically the on button. You don't want to mess with it too much because it's going to mess with the battery, so don't toggle it too often. Next, we're going to jump over here to this knob, and we're actually going to switch it to rate. Alright, now we're going to jump up here to where it says times 0.1 or times 1. We're actually going to toggle this up to times 1. Now that just means it's going to be times 1 minutes. So you see in here in the minutes, it clearly doesn't say 001, which is what we want to set it to. But we can use these little clickers above and below to set it there. Alright, now it's at 001. Next, we're going to jump down here to the threshold. The threshold is basically going to be the base. We're going to set it to 30. Because anything below 30 is just going to be our background radiation, and we don't count that. Next, we'll jump over here to the window. The window is essentially going to be the cap, and we don't want to put a cap onto it because we want to see what kind of radiation and contamination we're dealing with. So just below there, we actually have another on-off toggle switch. We're going to toggle that down and turn the window completely off. Finally, we're going to set over here to the range. And you see how it says times 1K, times 100, times 10, and times 1. We want to switch it over to times 1. So, alright. Now our spectrometer is ready to use. So first thing, we have to take our cotton swab out of the test tube and get a background radiation reading. So we'll just simply take it out, kind of swirl it around in the air, and get all that background radiation. Put it back in our test tube there. And then we're going to stick this into the well counter. Once you place it into the well counter, you see up here on the spectrometer how it says count. That's how you start determining the CPM. So we're going to hit count. And now we just wait for it to be finished. Alright, it's over. So we're going to take this out, set that to the side. Looks like we got 300 CPM for our background. Alright, next, we're going to take the cotton swab that we use for our area test. We're going to actually perform the area test by rubbing it on whatever area you're reading. So here we're going to do the wall. We're just going to go in an S pattern, just like that. And we're going to stick it back into the test tube. Once we stick it back in the test tube, just like before, we're going to stick it into the well counter to determine the reading. And then we're going to come back up here again and hit count. Then we just have to wait for it to finish. All right, take this out. Wow, an astonishing 1,300 CPM. So what the heck does that mean? Well, please, just see the paperwork that is attached to this video to find out.